So let me ask a question. So this will be part 2 of signs and symbols. So I just went over some signs that you may have not even really bothered to notice. And I point out how all these corporations are panhandling you at the cash register, which is another thing you may not have noticed. This might all not even really be on your radar at all. And hi. My question to that is why? Why would I be the only one who notices? Why is it me that has to point this out? Do you hear anybody else talking about how these corporations are panhandling you at the cash register every time you ring something up? Meanwhile, like right outside their store is a no panhandling sign? You just noticed it, but it just didn't seem like it was something to really point out. Yeah. I don't know. I just think that's kind of weird. I thought we were all about exposing stuff. And then what about the cigarette thing? You know, all these people are dying. You know, it's so important. They had to put it right on the entrance of that store. Everybody's dying. They're all just dropping like flies from cigarettes. But see, you don't understand, like, well, where's all the lockdowns and stuff then? Because this isn't, that all these people are dropping like flies from cigarettes, this isn't something new. That's not like, as long as I can remember they've said that, but I never saw the lockdowns. And the injections and the what? But I guess it doesn't really mean anything, right? Because it's just little old me saying it. It's just little old me saying it. It's not Richie from Boston or you know, one of the greatest hits. It's just little old me. Therefore, it must not be as relevant as it would be if Richie from Boston were to point it out, you know. So let me ask a question. I've got questions. Would you say that that's a form of witchcraft? Because I would say it most definitely is. If they're in your face, locking you down, mandating lockdowns and mask mandates and all this other shit, because everybody's dying from COVID, so we need to lock everybody down. But see, this cigarette thing has been, more people, they've been saying this cigarette thing long before COVID ever came around. So why is there no lock? So would that be a form of witchcraft? I mean, is that a spell? And you know, call me crazy, but I would say that not only is it kind of just appear to be like it possibly could be, I'd say pretty much most definitely that is. Okay. And what about the no panhandling thing, right? It's where I'll go into a store and like at least half of the time or more I go into any store, when I'm getting rung up for my goods, panhandles me, asking me if I want to donate to some, you know, they're saving children, of course, from COVID or whatever. Almost every time. And then as I'm leaving the store, I see a big no panhandling sign. Would you consider that could maybe possibly be witchcraft? A witch? I mean, again, I know I sound crazy. I know this might sound crazy, and maybe you might think, well, I suppose it's possible. Whereas me, personally, I would say, no, that's pretty much definitely witchcraft. That's fucking black magic witchcraft. That's evil. And it's not just coincidentally evil, like it's just a oopsie daisy. I made a oopsie poopsie. no, that's everywhere. It's in everything, and this shit is everywhere. Like, it's just a big oopsie poopsie. I pooped my pants again all day, every day, all these fucking... No, that's fucking witchcraft, dude. The no loitering is another one. You don't even know what loitering is. And I know you don't because I ended up looking it up. Like, what exactly is the law? Because they're saying that it's a loitering is a law, involves law and stuff. So what is the law regarding loitering? And what exactly constitutes loitering? And I know you don't know because nobody really pays attention to this stuff that I do. Whereas I'm like looking it up. I'm very attentively looking at this stuff. Like, what if it's telling me that there is no loitering, and if I'm doing this action they call loitering, then I'm going to get in trouble with the law. Well, I'm like looking into it, like, okay, what does this even mean? And how true to actual law is this? Like, what is this loitering law? That I can be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. What am I loitering right now? I'm just walking down the, see, there's the sidewalk. See, I don't pay taxes, so I didn't pay for this sidewalk. So does that mean I'm loitering by walking on it? Well, no, but I mean, maybe. Well, why don't, I mean, what? Like, nobody even understands any of this shit. Is that witchcraft? Yeah. That's witches and witchcraft. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. There are many different terms you can use for the same thing. You can call it Freemasonry. You can call it, whatever the fuck you want. It all means the same thing. Generally speaking, it all means the same thing. But it's very interesting how we all just go along with all this without question. Like, just whatever, everybody just keeps going along with it all. And it'll continue to get worse and worse. I guarantee you. Loitering, panhandling, all these things, it's just they're going to continue to turn these fucking screws more and more because nobody's paying any attention to any of it. Panhandle, all this shit. Everybody's dropping like flies. Everyone's dropping like flies from cigarettes. Yep. I guess it's too late for me then. I might as well fire another one up, Is all this witchcraft? Well, I suppose it depends on who you ask. Could there be bigger things than this going on that I might be better off covering? Maybe so, maybe not. Maybe so and maybe not. Oh, this is just lovely. See, I'm like maybe a half a mile at most on my walk. I'm gonna start heading back, but here it is. This wonderful, and so your tax dollars are paying for these, like, no panhandling signs. Yet you're allowing these corporations to panhandle you every time you purchase something at one of their stores. Is all this hopeless? Is it just all hopeless? Is it all just hopeless to even point out? When tax dollars go to pay for something, it usually costs like 10 times what, like, if I wanted to put this sign up myself, let's say I was like really passionate about ending panhandling, and so I decided, well, I'm going to buy one of these signs and I'm going to put it, and if I were to pay for that, how much that would cost me would be a lot less than if your tax dollars were to go to pay for it. because then you've got all the bureaucracy and the local government. And so when they pay for that, it's like 10 to 100 times more than if you were to just pay out of your own pocket and put up that sign yourself. You know this is the way all this tax dollar shit works. Well, again, let's take a look. It's very important that we end panhandling, but then I can go right back up to any one of these stores in here and purchase something. And when I'm purchasing it, they're going to be asking me if I want to donate my change to that do good cause that corporation wants to save the children from COVID-19, the COVID. Every time, dude, I challenge you to start looking at this. I challenge you to start being watchful. When you go into a store, when you go into a fucking store, you're likely going to see a no panhandling sign out in front of that store. Then when you purchase your goods, you're just as likely to get panhandled by that massive corporation, that rich corporation. Look, you know what they do with all those donations? They present that with their tax information as like, look at this wonderful thing that we've done. We panhandled all these people. We panhandled all these people and we got all this money for this do-good cause. Meanwhile, they're pocketing at least half of all of that money that's supposed to, and then they're talking about how that corporation is the one that did all this for this do-good cause. Not you, the customer, who were stupid enough to donate it to. No, it's the corporation that's doing this wonderful thing. And so, but I guess it doesn't matter. It never has. All my life, none of this has ever mattered. It never has. People never have given a fucking flying fuck about anything that's going on. As long as their life is comfortable, that's all that matters. And it's always been like this. So, it's just as pointless to say nothing about it as it is to point it out, Yeah, you can argue that it's totally pointless to bring this up. Sure. But it's also just as pointless to not, So which is the better choice, to not point it out or to point it out? I guess that's all subjective to the viewer or to the individual. I think it's fucking hilarious. And I just can't stop. No matter how much I try, I just can't stop, because when I see this shit, it's hilarious to me. You want to talk about symbols and symbolism and witchcraft spells and all this? You know what I mean? So anyways, beating the dead horse here.